Hey everybody, welcome back to the table, OldBayCraps. Thank you for joining me. This is session number 12 of DI practice. For the next 3 days, including today, we are going to be throwing as close to the rail as we can. So the first, I don't know, what is it? Let's see, 10-9-7 or 11-9, 11-10-9. So the first 8 sessions, well, the first few we were figuring out what to do from where. Then about 5 or 6 sessions we did it from here at the right in lane with the field. And then the last 3 sessions we've done it from the word bar, which is right in the come area. So now we're going to be doing it right here down the don't pass bar lane. That'll be our lane to go. I need to fix this wire here because I need it not to impede the throw. All right. So without further ado, we got the rolls going. We got the tracker up and running. I'm going to be standing on my toes for the entire time. So, without further ado, roll number 1. Dice out. And that was a horrible toss. And as usual, horrible tosses are always 7th. But it's going to be a come out 7, so we're okay. I can tell you this is not a comfortable position for me, but it doesn't mean that I can't roll well. Dice out. So my knuckle skipped on the table, my middle finger knuckle. It's going to be a 2-1-3. So we're still on the come out. Let's see if we can get a little bit of control. Dice out. 5-3-8. Not a great roll. Landed somewhere around here, but smacked against this wall. That is not what we want. But I said I would give it a go for 3 sessions. So maybe over the 3 sessions you'll see some improvement. I'm going to go about halfway down the dice for grip. Dice out. We're starting to get into the vicinity that we want. It's going to be a hard 4. So 8's our point. Hope you're all been having a great Saturday. Dice out. That was a little bit better going the direction I want, but they came in too hot. It's going to be a 5-6 mid-milio. Dice out. No. I'm getting in the habit of saying dice out. I'm not going to say it. Got a hard 6. The double D-gen. Check out Dice D-gen's channel. Right now he's running his March Madness tournament. If you want to see a complete disaster, you can watch my match from yesterday, where I lost to a guy named Alan. Dice out. That was a little bit better throw. It's going to be a 1-4-5. So the dice are starting to do a little bit better of what we want. 6, 3, 9. Up on the tiptoes. And it's going to be a 6, 1, 7 out. So that's going to be a 9 roller. I think a 9 roller is considered a qualified roll or a quality roll. The 9 should turn green on the recent shooters list, and it does. So a 9 roller is considered a quality roll. I actually don't think we had any repeaters on that. Looking for a new point. Not going to get it yet. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Come out. Still a come out roll. They came in hot, but it's still going to be a come out 7. 1, 6. So everybody at the table's got their fire bet going. They got to, unfortunately, redo the ATS again. But hopefully they can pay for their ATS with their pass line hit. Here we go. They split when they hit. It's going to be a 1, 3, 4. Big Joe, Craps Master Journey. Showed his chip yesterday. 4 is going to be the point. So the dice, the red die bounced really high when it hit the table. It's going to be a 2, 1, 3. 3 craps. It's going to be a 5, 2, 7 out. The dice did not do what we wanted. That's going to be a very short roll. Three, 1, 4. It's going to be the point again. Craps Master Journey, Big Joe. 3, 1. This could be the way it's going to be for the evening because, again, this particular position from the rail is not what I would consider ideal. I think that was a little bit better throw. 4, 1, 5. If I was at a real casino, I'd be able to lean over a little bit more. Six, 1. Another very short roll. So I would say take the line, pay the don'ts, because we might be in for a long night of red. Let's see if we can get a point. I'm going to try higher on the dice. they bounce to the right when they hit the wall. It's going to be a 3-2-5. 5 is going to be the point. That was a little bit better of a pushing them down here. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3. This is the third time we've established a point, shot a 3, and then big red. Let's find out. It's going to be a 6, 2, 8. That was a better roll. All right, looking for some consistency. Give me a 2, 4, 6, the lumber number, 2x4. All right, double D-gen there. Hard 6. There's a repeater. That's good. So we'll stick with the thumb and middle finger going high on the dice. That was a good one. I like the way those hit the table and off the wall. It's going to be a midnight. It's going to be another hard 6, double D-gen. They landed together, but then they split when they hit the wall. That was a better shot. Was that the point? No. Point's 5, right? Yeah. 1, 3, 4. Big Joe Craftsmaster Journey. Hitting those 4s. Can we flip it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Another good roll. Look at the way got aces. And that is the small. Not bad. Not bad. Traditionally, I turn my bets off after part of the ATS is made. The left eye kind of stopped dead. It's going to be a 5-1 mixer. Like and subscribe, Sideshow Gamble. And we did hit the small. Nice. Oh, I like the way those stop when they hit the wall. It's going to be a 2, 1, 3. Those came in hot. Had too much energy on them. It's going to be a 5-1 mixer. That was a 1. Come on. There we go. 5-1-6. A little too much energy there again. It's going to be a 4-3-7 out. That was a 3. All right, that was a 13 roller, and we did hit the small. So far, that was roll 30, and we've had 2 quality rolls out of 4. Just a tinge too much energy. I think I can lighten up a little bit. It's going to be a 1-4-5. 5 is going to be the point again. Again, a little too much energy. I don't know why. I'm concentrating on other things. I'm trying to concentrate on the whole thing. It's going to be a hard 4. Sometimes in my brain, I think if I give too little energy, that it's not going to make it down the layout. Now that was a nice gingerly roll, but when they hit, they went off to the right. It's going to be a 1-3-4, Big Joe Craps Master Journey. Go see his channel, like and subscribe. Now I'm doing a light toss, but I can tell that I'm tossing and not pushing. So I need to course correct that. It's going to be a midnight. I need to, in my brain, think push, not swing, like in a normal toss. So I did push them, but they had way too much energy. It's going to be a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. All right, let's find the happy medium between pushing them and energy. So they split when they hit the table. It's going to be a 5-3-8. That was a 5. There's this little bump here. Let me just flatten this out. Five, 3, 8. And if I didn't say it, I'm still doing the 5-4-5-4 hardway set through all of these sessions so far. There's a hard 8. Back-to-back 8s. Maybe that had too much energy. It's gonna be a 2x4. Six easy. Nice little roll, but looks like they split when they hit the wall. And the blue die, I think, hit the hook and then went that way. 538. That was a good one. It's gonna be a 2x4. 6 easy again. So right now we're nailing 6s and 8s. Nothing wrong with that. You can make money on that. That was a good one. I like the way they traveled. I like the way they hit off the wall and landed. It's going to be a 5.5 OldBay bushel, hard 10. There hasn't been any feedback yet about from the community on if they'd like to see a live with these rolls with Crapsy. I'll do one if there's a demand for it. If not, I'll just continue throwing sessions until the next show. That's okay too. That was a 2-1-3. It's going to be a 4-1-5. I like the way they traveled. They bounced back a bit too much. It's going to be a 6-4-10. Got a midnight. I think that might be the repeater on the midnight. And it is. So the red die hit the blue die on the way down and made the blue die stop in its tracks. But do we mind? No. Why? Because we just hit the tall. And just when you know it, 6-1 following hitting part of the ATS. So that was a 17 roller, and we hit the tall. Earlier we had a 13 roller, and we hit the small. Not bad. Got a double D-gen, hard 6. 6 will be the point. And that's going to be a PSO 4-3. I think we can do better. There's a come out 7. For real. So the dice hit each other when they landed. It's going to be a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. Still the come out. Take the don'ts, pay the line. So we lucked out with a hard 10. That blue die stopped in its tracks. 10's going to be the point. So that blue die hit, took one bounce and stopped because it hit the edge of my rubber wall. It's going to be a 3-2-5. FIVA. Also, I think it's known, the 3-2 is known as a Justice Gen. Got a 459, the sister number. There's a 3-1, Big Joe Craps Master Journey. And we got a leaner, but they're going to call it a 6-1. It's going to be another short roll. So we had a quality roll, then 2 short rolls, then 2 quality rolls, and then a short roll. That was a terrible roll. It's going to be a 2-1-3, still in the come out. Since we're on the come out, I'm going to try something. I went deep on the fingers there. It's going to be a 4-1-5. 5 is going to be the point. Those dice split on the way down. Off my hand, I felt it. You can't do anything about human error, you know. It's going to be a 5-2 PSO. That's 3 short rolls in a row, and 2 of them were PSOs. I think we did that yesterday. But they were back-to-back PSOs. I think. All right, let's refocus. Four and 5 again. 5 would be the point again. Part of the problem I'm noticing with this particular position against the rail, and that's going to be a 639, the sister number, is that I have less range with my arm motion. And I think that's hindering my toss being able to get down there with little energy. I can get them down there with aggressive energy, but trying to find the same energy from here and here has been very difficult. From close to the rail. Those hit the wall on the way over. Not good. 2-1-3. And the blue die just stopped. It's going to be a 3-1-4 Big Joe Craps Master Journey. So if because of where I'm throwing them from, if I can't get the right amount of energy, then we know that this toss is not good from this layout position. And they're going off to the left, and it's going to be a 1-6-7. Another short roll. See, you can have a roll be a shitty roll and still be a good result. That's what I think you're seeing on these other quote-unquote quality rolls. But that's what we're working on. All right. Now, if I can elevate myself higher on my toes, I might be able to relax my arm more, which will get me the right energy. That was a lot better. They kind of trickled down here, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I don't know how many times the 5 has been the point tonight. Really weird. Again, the dice hit the fucking wall. And another 7 out. This is frustrating. I'm already getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated mostly because it's uncomfortable. And unfortunately, I don't like it when I'm frustrated. 325. Nope, not a 257, you dipshit. 235. You'll see that 7 change to a 5 in just a second. There, it just changed to a 5. 5 will be the point. There's definitely something wrong with the grip. I've been trying to do light, not as light, deep, high, and I'm just getting no consistency in how they get down there. I'm gonna try halfway down the dice. Just to keep the dice together. Of course it's going to be a 7. Why wouldn't it be a 7? And it was terrible. They went to the right. I'm going to keep my index finger and my ring finger down where my middle finger is to do a straight across par grip. See if that helps keep them straighter. That felt better. We'll see if that's the change that's needed. And I know that we're still in the experimenting stage of this underhand toss. Another PSO. I didn't mind that one that time because the dice went down kind of the way I was hoping they would. Just happens to be a bad result. That's going to happen. So the dice are staying together on the way down, but once they're hitting, they're just going all over the place. So to me, if they're going all over the place, then I think I have too much energy. Because they should be dying before, like, take a big dive in energy when they hit the table towards the wall. Like that. They should just dribble forward. 5-3-8. That's what I'm looking for. Just want them to hit, roll, hit the wall, stop. Love that one. Love that one. They stayed together. They hit the wall together. They stayed together when they came off the wall. It's going to be a 1-4-5. All right, we're starting to see some consistency. Changing to a traditional par grip. There's a 4-3-7 because the blue die bounced up. The red die hit here, but the blue die hit up here on the 4th row. So we're having a string of short rolls. So this is great for a don't player because we're not even hitting points. For a don't player, that's great if you can have short rolls and never have the person hit the point. So we got a 2, 6, 8. 8's going to be the point. So I think when they hit, they inverted and smacked each other. It's going to be aces though. And I'll be honest, with me and the way I toss, even at the casino when I've done this, anytime I have an errant toss, it tends to be the extreme horns, 2 and 12. I mean, I'd rather hit box numbers. That was a low throw, but I think they went into the hook, which is why they ended up over there to the right. So stay out of the hook. That's right now. We want them to go right here. So any little bit to the left, and this is automatically starting to curve. That's what we don't want. That was better. Out of 1, 4, 5. Oh, we actually hit a point. What do you know it? It's only been like 8 shooters, and we finally hit a point. Let's go for 2 points, and then we'll go for the third one. Boy, I like the way that they hit off the wall. There was a little bit of energy, but they went pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. OldBay bushel, heart 10. That was a short roll. At least we hit 1 point. 6-1. Maybe we tempt fate with what we said. So that was the 80th roll. The way we're going, we're going to wind up having 20 shooters in 100 rolls, which is pathetic with a capital P. But if you're a don't player, you should be cleaning up. You should be cleaning up. My knuckle hit the table, which is why they split when they landed. They were already split when they were in the air. 10's going to be the point. Let's see if we can get something going. Again, they split. And the blue die, not where we want to hit it. Got a 3 craps. They split, hit the wall, came back together and kissed. I don't mind that, but I don't think that's what they want. But we hit a point. So. So the red die hit the hook. It's going to be a 639. Didn't like that one. We're going to luck out. It's going to be a 325. So they bounced around like popcorn. That's not supposed to happen. It's going to be a midnight. There's a 325. So for right now, I'd say through these sessions so far, we're just seeing glimpses of the right toss. The correct toss, I mean. That was a good one. And it's almost like, you know, like I wasn't thinking anything. My mind was blank when I threw that. I feel like Calvin LaLouche in Bull Durham. Like that one again. Felt great. I did feel push instead of toss. And they did what I wanted. So it's like I need to clear my mind. Let my arm and my body just do its thing. It's gonna be another 2x4, 6 easy. Red die kind of smacked around. It's going to be a 235. So right now we're nailing 5s and 6s. You make money on repeaters. Repeaters pay. So they didn't go down great, but they landed the way I wanted. 426. Again, we're nailing the 5s and 6s. Didn't like that one at all. But guess what? It's going to be a 325. 5s and 6s. Let's look at the tracker history, shall we? Let's let that 5 roll in. So far it's a quality roll, but let's look at the tracker once that 5 goes into the tracker. All right, we started with a 10, this shooter. Got a 3 craps, made the point of 10. 9's the new point. Then we rolled a 5, 12, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. Have you ever seen that before? Let me know in the comments. You're not going to believe this. The red die rolled halfway down the lane after it hit the wall, but it's going to be a 5-1-6. Are you kidding me? That's back and forth between the 5 and 6 on 5 consecutive pairs of dice rolls. That means the last 10 rolls, 5 have been 5s and 5 have been 6s. What the hell? Honestly, I'm just not thinking right now, and here's another 5. 4-1. The last 11 rolls have been 5s and 6s. There's something different. Why? Because the dice smacked each other when they landed. And you know, there was a nanosecond right before I threw it that I felt that my fingers were in different positions. And what's a yo made of? Just let's look at the camera. What's a yo made of? A 6 and a 5. Does that count? That's 2 of them together. Holy mackerel. There's a 4-3-7 because we're too much jibber jabbering. The horn should have indicated that a 7 was coming. All right, it's going to be a 17 roller. That was a lot of 5s and 6s. Holy crap. I'm guessing we hit the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hit 6 5s, so we hit the repeater on the 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 6s. I think you need 5 or 6 to hit the repeater on the 6. This is what boggles me about craps. You nail all these 5s and 6s in a row, and then you just start hitting numbers that are nowhere near. And you feel like you're doing the same exact thing. So I guess that's probability kicking in. There's a 4-2-6. Shocker. Haven't seen a 6 around in a while. So those went totally to the right. They landed like here. It's going to be a 6-4-10. By the way, the last shooter, we only needed an 8 to make the tall, and we couldn't roll an 8. Why? Because we were too busy rolling 5s and 6s. There's a 9. Haven't seen that in a while. And that was the 100th roll, so this is the last shooter. Oh, I'm sorry, the 10 was the 100th roll. So, again, this will still be the last shooter. We'll keep going until we get Big Red. And there's Big Red, right on cue. 6-1. That was a 5 roller. No repeaters, no points made. Call us done, son. All right. Bring the camera over here. You have to come down here a little bit. Here we go. All right. Well, there you have it. Another 100 rolls. So this was session number 12 of OBC DI practice. Shooting from closest to the rail as we can. This was a battle. This was not an easy toss. It wasn't until I started doing the par grip towards the end that kept the dice together and made them go down, and we were nailing 5s and 6s. It was incredible. How many rolls was that one? So that 17 roller, 12 of them, 12 I think of them were 5s and 6s. Unbelievable. That was incredible. So, thank you for joining me. I'm actually tired. It's been a long day. I knew I should have got this in earlier, but I was out and about and I couldn't roll until tonight. But thank you for all the support. Thank you for the continued feedback. It's really appreciated. I actually had a person call me today. That was nice. Complimented me a little bit, gave me a little bit of some tips that they would do, knowing that they did not want to interfere with Gargoyle and Ed's instructions. So I might try something off camera for a bit, but while I'm on camera, I'm going to continue doing the 3 positions. And just to let you know what they were again, that was from here, 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 and closest to the stick. So tonight was the first night of 3 from closest to the rail. And I don't think it was successful. There's a lot of red in the roll tracker, especially towards the end and especially during. I think we had 8 shooters in a row that were short rolls, like 4 or less throws. Horrible. But we had a few quality rolls, but not enough to satisfy that this position is worth its time. But everything is worth its time if it's to teach you and get you to learn something new. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would just learn a new toss and go to the casino and make lots of money. But it's not. You have to work at it. Right now, we are in the beginning baby stages of finding out everything we can about this underhand toss. We've seen some successes. We've seen a lot of short rolls. We've seen a lot of PSOs. But we're going to keep at it. We're going to get good instruction on changes to make, things to try out. So I'm excited about all that. And of course, it's fun to toss anyway. Even though I get frustrated at times, and you saw some of it tonight, it's probably because it's late and I'm exhausted, and the frustration came out a little bit more than it should have. But yeah. Overall, I'm still having fun. This is 12 sessions. This is over 1,200 rolls so far with this underhand toss. It looks like we'll be meeting again on, I think, Tuesday, March 19th. Is that right? Yeah, the 19th, I think, is the next show, episode 5 of Unraveling the Mysteries of Dice Influence with Gargoyle, Ed, and Jeff. With that being said, I want to thank Gargoyle, Ed, Jeff, and Chris Sideshow Gamble. Thank you all for your influence and your love of the game and giving me your knowledge. I really appreciate it and I'm grateful. Thank you. And as normal, when you're out at your tables, season your play. Good night and good Saturday.